evening, everybody. Welcome to Unity of New Westminster. Please stand if you're comfortable standing to sing the first Noel.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to Unity of New Westminster on this soggy, dark, and gloomy Thursday night. Congratulations for being here. I am Reverend Rona Segura, and I am delighted that you are here and withstanding the elements tonight to join us on this very, very special service. Before we begin, let us open in a time of centering prayer. I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. as we give thanks that we are on the traditional and ancestral and unceded territory of the Kakite First Nation. And we give thanks for First Nation peoples everywhere, for their connection to this beautiful land. We give thanks that we can join together here tonight to sing, to consider ideas, to be inspired. We embrace the idea that we are all one, that by whatever our understanding may be for the one presence, the creative energy that some call God and others call Allah, Yahweh, that we are all one within that power. One power, many names. And it is from this place of oneness that we extend a blessing of love, a blessing for peace to every being on this planet. We resolve to see beneath the labels that so often divide us. And at this season of Christmas, we reach our hearts and embrace everyone, knowing that as we love and as we add peace, so that energy uplifts us all. And we are so grateful for the opportunity to be here tonight. And we give thanks. Amen. Tonight is a special night. Once a year, we celebrate something called the 12 Powers candle lighting ceremony. And in a moment, we're going to kick that off. But before we do, I want to warmly welcome someone who was on my licensing and ordination testing committee. So if it wasn't for Reverend Sandra Campbell, I wouldn't be standing here. So Reverend Sandra Campbell, who is all the way from Kansas City, Missouri, she is the minister at the Temple on the Plaza, right in the heart of downtown Kansas City. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful location, a beautiful church, and a beautiful minister. So I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, Sandra. Housekeeping, as always, has to come at the beginning. We aren't going to take an official offering tonight. However, as you know, donations are always greatly appreciated because that is how we support this ministry. And in a moment, at the end of the service, we will be holding candles. What that will look like is, as we talk about the 12 powers, we're going to be lighting candles. You will each receive a candle, and you'll light that candle, and you'll be placing it in this little salt bath here. So not to worry about safety and holding your candle upright and all that stuff tonight. We won't have to worry about that. And so we begin. The Advent season, the time which leads to Christmas, is an opportunity for each of us to consider the world that we want to create. It is an opportunity for us to be willing to birth a greater reality for ourselves and for the world. We enjoy the stories and the characters in the Bible, just as it is written. And we also believe that the people and the places and the events in the stories in the Bibles are representations of us, of our thoughts and our traits and our behaviors. And Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, wrote a book called The 12 Powers of Man. Now, he was pretty progressive, so now he would probably say the 12 powers of people. You know, that whole politically correct thing, but universal man, humankind. And what he did in that book is that he identified that each one of us has these 12 inherent abilities. He associated each ability with a place in the body, with a particular color, and also with one of the 12 disciples. And what we discover as we contemplate these powers is that they can be seen in so many characters, in many stories. And we see it most definitely in the characters and the places and the events of the Christmas story. So we find them, these powers within us, we find them in the Christmas story. And tonight, we identify those elements in the Christmas story and how they will relate to us. The thing about the 12 powers is that we have them whether we are using them or not, and whether we are aware of them or not. And it's almost as if, think of a jigsaw puzzle. And if all the pieces fit perfectly, it can be a beautiful puzzle. That is what Jesus' behavior and example represent for us, the perfect mixing of our 12 powers. And there are times when some powers kind of need to take precedence while the others take a back seat, and other times when that would be the other way around. And so it's not so much that they need to always be in perfect, equal proportion, but rather that they work together to create a perfect picture, a perfect outpouring that in our lives, if we use them well, would show up as calm, as connection, as contentment. So today, we're going to look at those powers, and we're going to consider how they may be activated within us. And we're going to use the Christmas story to do that. Now, I don't know about you, but I have trouble thinking of 12 anythings. So I have paired these together in a way that may not be quite the way that it's done in the book, but it works for me, and I hope it works for you. The pairs are faith and strength, release and new life, order and zeal, wisdom and love, power and imagination, understanding and will. And you'll see that I'm doing that with my body. I'm touching different parts. And the reason for that is because there are centers of these in our bodies. And some of them make perfectly good sense, as I'm sure you'll figure out. And some are just easier to remember. So we begin. And I'm going to start by introducing faith. The blue candle, Glenn, if you would move the thing. The blue candle represents the faculty of faith. In our body, We imagine faith to be in our brain, in the hemispheres between the left and right of our hemispheres, deeply centered. We hold our faith deeply. In color, faith is represented by dark blue. I think of it as the color of night as it turns to day. In the Christmas story, Mary represents faith. Mary holds a very special place in our hearts because she is the quintessential activity of faith. We are told that the angel Gabriel, a divine visitor, a divine idea, knocks on the door of Mary's heart and asks her to do the impossible. This news likely brought her some fear, maybe some questioning, certainly some uncertainty about her future. And yet, in the moment, Mary stepped forward in faith into an unknown future. And she created a space within herself by doing so. A space for something beautiful to be born. And I'm going to ask Janet Law, who is one of our favorite guest speakers here, to light the candle for faith. Pardon? Oh, you want something to light it with? Actually, I'll give you. Yep. Thank you.
I light the candle to celebrate the power of faith. When we step forward in faith, we know that there is nothing to fear. We create a space for new possibilities to be born. The power of faith is awakened
right here.
in us now.
And you need the microphone, so I'll go grab it. Go ahead. Oh, seriously? Oh, it's one of those. You got to do you got to jump and.
Oh my goodness.
It's childproof. Not yet, please. Thank you. Even though I normally do.
The light green candle represents strength. In our body, we imagine strength located in our backbone. Strength is represented by the color light green, similar to the light green stalk of a young plant. Strength allows us to be both flexible and steadfast. In the Christmas story, we see strength embodied in many characters, and most especially in Joseph. Joseph and Mary were engaged, but they weren't married yet. Imagine Joseph's surprise when Mary announced that she was expecting a baby. Mm-hmm. Oh, the plot thickens. In those days, it would have been accepted, maybe even expected, for Joseph to break off the engagement. But rather than end their relationship, Joseph remained strong and stood by Mary. Joseph represents our strength, our power to be both flexible and steadfast. Joseph in us is that stabilizing voice within, reminding us that we have the strength to persevere and the strength to adapt in the face of uncertainty, when the path is not what we expected it to be.
Daniel, you're going to light the candle for us? You're going to take the, no, you're going to take the lighter and you're going to light this green one. First, you're going to read this little situation right here.
This one?
There, the situation mic is right here. And now you got to do this. Whatever it is that you do.
We light this candle to acknowledge our power of strength. We use strength to endure, to stay the course, and to persist and adapt. The power of strength is awakening in us now.
Thank you. The light green one that's on the other side. We pair the candles for faith and strength because they complement each other. When we step forward in faith, we have a deep inner knowing about what is ours to do. When we combine that faith with the perseverance of strength, we can stay the course despite our doubts and our fears. Sometimes we have those fears and doubts. Sometimes it's the people around us. Sometimes it takes real strength to withstand the well wishes and concerns of others. Faith and strength then work together so that we can stand firm at times and be flexible at times. Faith and strength together can be a mighty force for change in the world. The brown candle represents the faculty of release. In our body, we locate this in our intestine, our abdomen. In color, we represent release with the color brown, the color of stagnation. In the Christmas story, the inn and the stable work together to represent our ability to release. In Scripture, we are told that Jesus has royal lineage. He's of King David's line. The prophets foretold the coming of a Messiah. And one would expect that a Messiah with royal lineage would be born in grand circumstances, of a palace of some kind, or at least indoors. But there was no room in the inn. So Jesus, the man who changed the world, who lived a life of highest good, was born in lowly circumstances in a stable. For me, this is a reminder that we are not our circumstances. The good that we are and the good that we are capable of sharing with the world need not be defined by what is going on the outside. When we let go of expectations and attachments, when we let go of ideas about who we should or shouldn't be, or what should or shouldn't be, or what others should or shouldn't be, or what circumstances should or shouldn't be. When we let go of these thoughts which cause us so much pain, and they do not serve us, then that power, the power to release, enables us to surrender to what is. This allows us to release ideas that could cause us to suffer and feel stuck. When our minds are filled to overflowing with all of these shoulds, there is no room for new experiences. With release, we free ourselves from stagnation. We make room to experience new good, and to experience that new good from unexpected new places. And I'm going to invite Gladys to read us There we go. Thank you. You are going to read page 8, where it says Barb, because she wasn't able to be here tonight. Maybe I'll just, okay. Fine.
We light this candle to celebrate our ability to release. We use release. Thank you. We use release to let go of beliefs, thoughts, feelings, and expectations that don't serve us. The power of release is awaiting in us now.
Sandra, would you like to read that? This one here,
This one here.
the dark red one. You know what? I think we need a little seed candle. Hmm? Oh, I don't have one. This one. Yes. Thank you, Leah. There you go. Perfect.
Yes. Okay. We can use that candle over there.
Thank you, Gladys. Thank you, Leo.
Walt. And then,
The red candle represents the faculty of life. In our body, we place life in our reproductive organs. In color, we picture life as a vibrant red, the color of the lifeblood that sustains us. In the Christmas story, life is represented by the baby. Even the most hardened and grumpy people soften and smile at a baby. Babies represent hope for new tomorrows. They represent unlimited potential. They represent life itself. Babies, by their nature, add light, joy, and vibrancy to the world. We nurture them, we support them. We celebrate their growth and their natural enjoyment of life. The setting for Jesus' birth in a stable is a reminder that wonderful new beginnings can happen in the most humble circumstances. Like all babies, vitality and wholeness are our birthright. Like all babies, our nature is to expand and grow. And like the swaddling clothes which wrap the infant Jesus in a blanket of warmth and protection, let us nurture ourselves. Let us offer ourselves warmth, protection, and safety. And like a newborn child, let us use the power of life to energize, enliven, and revitalize the world within us and the world around us.
Thank you.
And now Glenn.
Walt.
Walt.
Glenn's
Walt
unable to be here.
Okay, Walt is going to light the red candle.
Thank you.
Says Glenn. Doesn't matter. Okay. I am Glenn. We light this candle. I'm Walt. We light this candle to celebrate our power to give life. We use life to strengthen, enliven, and revitalize the world within us and around us.
Thank you, sir.
Red.
Red. Red for the blood of life.
Hello, I'm not done yet.
My husband, everybody. Yeah, you know, there are times when it's not always easy to be the minister's spouse.
What do you mean, not always?
Not always. Okay, fair enough. We link the power of release with the power of life. Why? Because when we release and we let go of thoughts that no longer serve us, we move to this spaciousness. So we go from this crowded inn of jumbled thoughts to a place of relative calm represented by the stable. In this place, we find space for new life and new energy to be birthed. Our power of life adds vibrancy and freedom and vitality to our lives and to the world. What do you think you might release from the inn as you move to the stable? Let's stay seated and sing that classic hymn for children of all ages, Away in a Manger.
order in our lower belly. In color, order is represented by dark green, the color of a file folder. In the Christmas story, our faculty of order is represented by the road to Bethlehem. The Christmas story tells us that Mary and Joseph journeyed from Nazareth to Bethlehem. Although she was in an advanced stage of pregnancy, and it must have been uncomfortable at times, Mary and Joseph stuck to their path and made steady progress until they reached their destination. In their calm example, we see the power of order at work. When we feel overwhelmed, when we feel that a challenge is too big to be overcome, the power of order can help us to move forward methodically, deliberately, and with purpose. We use the power of order to create a life which is productive, balanced, and fulfilling. Chris, are you going to like the
Thanks. Oh, I've got one.
Okay.
So to make it a little bit calmer for everyone, we're just going to read the statements together. You'll see it up there. And I'm going to invite someone to light the candle. Okay. I'm going to invite Richard to come up and light the olive candle for us. And together, maybe we could all say this together. We light this candle to acknowledge our faculty of order. We use order to move forward, and which is productive, balanced, and fulfilling. The power of order is awakened in us now. Thank you, Richard. The orange candle represents zeal, also known as passion or excitement. In our body, we picture zeal between our shoulder blades at the base of our neck. I think of it as zeal being excitement, excitement, excitement. So I always think of it at the back of my neck where I can see all of these exciting opportunities. In color, zeal is represented by orange, like the orange fruit which brings juiciness and zest to life. And in the Christmas story, zeal is represented by the heavenly hosts. The prophet Isaiah wrote that at the birth of the child who would become the Prince of Peace, heavenly hosts would express the zeal of the Lord. In the Gospel of Luke, the heavenly hosts ring out the song of Jesus' birth. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly hosts praising God. This awe-inspiring image represents the power of passion and excitement, which urges us to grow and enthusiastically move forward in life. We use the power of zeal to energize and inspire, to bring passion and excitement to our world. When we are bored, the power of zeal can excite and motivate us to discover new passions that can bring meaning to life. And so let us say the passage for zeal together. And let's ask Gisela to come up and light this candle, the candle for zeal. As together we say, we light this candle to acknowledge our power of zeal. We use zeal to energize and positively inspire ourselves and others, and to bring enthusiasm and passion everywhere we go. Zeal is awakened in us now. Thank you, Gisela. We pair order down here in the belly with zeal up at the base of the neck. We use order to move forward with intention and attention. We use zeal to discover our passion in life. Without order, zeal can be hectic. It can be frenzied and out of control. Without passion, order can be kind of boring, certainly joyless. But when we use passion and order together, our goals become accomplished. Our passion for life is fulfilled. We move forward and we get things done. Our talents become honed when we apply order and zeal together. Shall we stand? Let's stand and sing that classic carol, O Little Town of Bethlehem.
The yellow candle represents wisdom. In the body, we locate wisdom in our stomach. In color, we represent wisdom as yellow, the color of warm light. In the Christmas story, the wise men embody wisdom. Herod the king wanted to find Jesus. He told the wise men to return to him after they found the child and let him know where Jesus was. But when the wise men had a vision that they should leave the country by another road without returning to Herod, they chose to act on it at great risk to their own well-being. The wise men, also known as the Magi, represent our capacity to seek inner guidance and answers, and to use that insight to make wise decisions about the actions to take. Wisdom leads us to follow our inner discernment. When we engage in the power of wisdom, we respond to that still small voice within us that offers insight about thoughts and actions. We follow our inner wisdom, even when it seems that doing so will defy the expectations of others.
And I will ask, would you be willing to come and light the yellow candle? And then together, let us all say, we light this candle to celebrate our power of wisdom. We use wisdom to follow our inner guidance and discern the wisest action to take. Wisdom is awakened in us now. The pink candle represents love. In our bodies, we place love in our heart. In color, we assign the color pink, a mixture of the red of life and the white of light. In the Christmas story, the gifts of the Magi represent love. In the Gospel of Matthew, the gifts the wise men bring to Jesus are gold and frankincense and myrrh. These gifts were rare. They were precious and priceless in Jesus' world. The wise men gave these gifts as a sign of love and devotion. The gifts remind us that we are each able to give the priceless gift of love and belonging. At Christmas, we remember that we have the power of love within us. And like the Magi, we commit to sharing that gift with ourselves and with others. The power of love acts like a magnet which attracts and connects us to each other. Love harmonizes, it unifies, it bonds us energetically. Wherever there is discord, love is the answer. Leah, would you like to come and light the candle for love, please? It is pink, and together we're going to say, we light this candle to celebrate our ability to love. When we give love to ourselves and to others, we bring harmony and unity to the world. Love is awakened in us now. We pair the candles for wisdom and love because they complement each other. Wisdom without love will come across as knowledge without feeling, without heart. Love without wisdom, without discernment, can lead to overgiving and some terribly poor decisions. When we combine wisdom and love together, we respect every person, including ourselves. Love and wisdom working together leads to contentment and to the highest good for all. And I found this lovely poem written by a teacher. The name was not given, but I'll read it to you. Christmas is for love. It is for joy, for giving and sharing, for laughter, for reuniting with family and friends, for tinsel and brightly covered packages. But mostly, Christmas is for love. I had not believed this until a small, elf-like pupil with wide-eyed innocence and soft, rosy cheeks gave me a wondrous gift this Christmas. Mark was an 11-year-old orphan who lived with his aunt, a bitter, middle-aged woman, greatly annoyed with the burden of caring for her dead sister's son. She never failed to remind young Mark that if it hadn't been for her generosity, he would be a vagrant, homeless waif. Still, with all the scolding and chilliness at home, I had noticed that he was a sweet and gentle child. I had not noticed Mark particularly until he began staying after class each day, at the risk of arousing his aunt's anger, I learned later, to help me straighten my room. We did this quietly and comfortably, not speaking much, but enjoying the solitude of that hour of the day. When we did talk, Mark spoke mostly of his mother. Though he was quite young when she died, he remembered a kind, gentle, loving woman who always spent time with him. As Christmas drew near, however, Mark failed to stay at school each day. I looked forward to his coming, and when the days passed and he continued to scamper hurriedly from the room after class, I stopped him one afternoon and asked him why he no longer helped me in the room. I told him how much I missed him, and his large brown eyes lit up eagerly as he replied, "You miss me?" I explained how he had been my best helper. "I was making you a surprise," he whispered confidentially. "It's for Christmas." With that, he became embarrassed and dashed from the room. He didn't stay after school anymore after that. Finally came the last day before Christmas. Mark crept slowly into the room late that afternoon with his hands concealing something behind his back. "I have your present," he said timidly when I looked up. "I hope you like it." He held out his hands, and there, lying in his small palms, was a tiny wooden box. "It's beautiful, Mark. Is there something in it?" I asked as I opened the box to look inside. "Oh, you can't see what's in it," he replied, "and you can't touch it or taste it or feel it. But Mother always said it makes you feel good all the time, warm on cold nights, and safe when you're all alone." I gazed into this empty box. "What is it, Mark?" I asked gently, "that will make me feel so good?" "It's love," he whispered gently. "And Mother always said, it's best when you give it away." He turned and quietly left the room. And now I keep a small box made of wood on the piano in my living room. And I only smile as inquiring friends raise quizzical eyebrows when I explain to them there is love in it. Yes, Christmas is for gaiety and mirth and wondrous gifts. But mostly, Christmas is for love. Isn't that a cute story? Yes. And now you got to listen. I lifted up hand.
Thank you so much.
That's beautiful. Thank you. The purple candle represents the power within us. In our body, power is represented in our throat, from where our words emerge. Power is represented by the color purple, the color traditionally held for royalty. In the Christmas story, power is represented by Bethlehem. In Hebrew, Bethlehem literally translates as house of bread. It was in the house of bread that Jesus was born. Bread has the power to give life, to nourish. Like bread, our words have the power to give life to what we think, to what we feel, and to what we believe. We have the power to transform our life experiences and the world around us with the power of our thoughts, feelings, words, and actions, which are in the direction of good. We remember that we have the ability to respond to life's experiences with the power of our word.
Thank you. And so let us say about power, the words about power, and I'm going to invite Lindsay to come up and light the candle. And the candle is purple for royalty. So together, let's say, we light this candle to celebrate our power. We use our power to choose actions, words, and thoughts that feed and nourish our world with love, joy, and peace. Power is awakened in us now. That works perfectly. Thank you, Lindsay. Thanks, Sandra. The light blue candle represents imagination. In our body, we place imagination between our eyes. In color, imagination is light blue, the color of the limitless sky. In the Christmas story, our ability to imagine is represented by the star. In the Gospel of Matthew, the wise men were guided by a star to Jesus. The star lit their path and allowed them to follow a way to the beginning of a whole new world. That star symbolizes our ability to envision and imagine a transformed world, and to follow that vision in order to express more wholeness and joy. We use our power of imagination to create and give shape to new and greater experiences, to see things from different points of view, and to envision and create possibilities that support solutions that work for everyone. Imagination helps us to approach things differently, with compassion, with joy, with love, courage, and peace. And Peter, would you mind coming and lighting the candle, light blue candle for imagination as we say these words? Thank you, sir. Together we're going to say, we light this candle to celebrate our ability to imagine. We use imagination to create healthy, prosperous, peaceful, and joyous experiences. Thank you. We pair power and imagination. Power lies in the words I say. Too much power can express as aggression or bossiness. Too little power can express as a reluctance to speak up. Imagination helps us to see other possibilities when we are feeling aggressive or bossy or reluctant. When we pair imagination with power, we can imagine the outcome that we hope for and speak with words that inspire. We can approach life with creativity and speak with compassion and create a world that works for everyone. And Sandra's going to come up and read Understanding for us, our last pair.
Thank you.
And the crowd says, Amen.
The gold candle represents understanding. In our body, we place understanding at the top of our forehead. In color, we represent understanding with gold. In the Christmas story, our faculty of understanding is represented by shepherds. In the Gospel of Luke, the shepherds are tending to their sheep when the angels appear. They are doing what they've done for generations, watching over what is precious and necessary for life. Yet they understood that something important had happened. When the heavenly host told them of the newborn baby, the shepherds were open to seeing things differently, to know the world in a more profound way. The power of understanding is our ability to stretch and see with new eyes, taking in all that is happening, not just on the surface with our senses, but with our hearts and with our minds. It represents the ability to recognize, to comprehend, to learn something new. With understanding, we make sense of the world around us.
And to light our understanding candle, I'm going to invite Maxine up as we say together, we light this candle to celebrate understanding. We use ability to comprehend, to make sense of ideas, to reflect on our own experiences, and to make room for the point of view of others. Understanding is awakened in us now. Yay. Yay, yay. Thank you. Our 12th power. The silver candle represents the shepherds and the faculty of will. In our body, we place will at the top of our head, at our crown. And we represent will with silver. When we are willing, we sparkle. Despite the darkness of night and the risk of what might have happened to their sheep, the shepherds were willing to risk their security to go and find the baby. And then after seeing the baby, they returned and they were transformed and filled with joy. In leaving the relative comfort of what they knew, the shepherds demonstrated this power of will. Will is our willingness to commit and to act and to say yes to whatever it is that is calling us to be greater than we could imagine. Willingness is that part of us that is prepared to enter into unknown and uncomfortable places in order to express more joy. It follows the longing within us to expand and to grow. And let's invite... I'm going to do one in a moment. Thank you, though. Myra, would you be able to come up? Or Jim? And while Myra is coming up, let us together say those words. We light this candle to celebrate will. We use will to apply the changes that we want to expand in our lives. Will is awakened in us now. And Myra demonstrates will so beautifully. Thank you. You may have noticed that both understanding and will were represented by shepherds. You may have noticed that understanding and will are the only two metallic colors. We had reds and greens, but they weren't like ruby and emerald, sapphire blue. The only two that are metallic, precious, will and understanding. Understanding without will is knowledge without action. And haven't we all been there? Where we know what we could do if we wanted to lose weight, write a book, you name it, enter it in there. But understanding needs will for the commitment to make our dreams happen. Will without understanding can come across as forcefulness and stubbornness. And when we pair understanding with will, we act on the knowledge that we have learned. Our lives and the lives of the people around us can be transformed, as we saw with the shepherds who went back to their everyday life, but were never the same. Let's sing Angels from the Realms of Glory. And do you guys want to stand, or are you cozy sitting? Cozy sitting is what I'm hearing. All right. The white candle represents the baby Jesus. Did you know that when all the colors of the rainbow, all light, are added together, Anybody guess what color it makes when all the colors of the rainbow come together? White. Isn't that amazing? We call this candle the Christ candle because it represents the perfect application of all we have spoken about this evening. What Jesus lived and demonstrated is the perfect balance of these 12 powers. He's an example of what we call the Christ, anointed. At Christmas and every day, we are invited to remember that Christ consciousness, anointed consciousness, the consciousness of high power, resides in us. Jesus said, I am the light of the world. But did you remember that he also said, you are the light of the world? He encouraged us to learn from him and to follow his example. The baby represents perfection. And each of us was once that perfect baby, filled with potential, filled with unconditional love. Our goal is to remember that we each still are that perfection. When we apply our innate abilities in perfect proportion, we allow the light within us to shine. We add peace and love and calm and contentment to our lives and to the people around us. We light up the world. And so, I will light the Christ candle on behalf of all of us here. Is there anyone who has not yet lit? Allison, do you think you might be able to come up? You don't have to read. Yay! Allison's going to light for all of us. Yay! So Allison, while you're lighting that white candle, you are so much the Christ consciousness. You are the light of the world. This is like Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer right here, our beautiful, beautiful Allison. And so together let us all say, we light this candle to represent our light. Let us add warmth and light to every person we meet and every place we go. We are the light of the world. And Allison, you are so a light in our lives. So in a moment, we're going to light candles. I'm going to invite you just to close your eyes with me for a moment. As you consider which of these abilities are calling to you to be awakened tonight. So take a breath. And become aware of this beautiful sacred place. This place where you are. And tonight, consider these parts of your body, these elements of the Christmas story. The faith of Mary, deep within your brain, represented by dark blue. the strength of Joseph, your spine, your backbone, represented by light green. The power of release, releasing old ideas located in your abdomen, represented by the color brown. New life in your reproductive organs, represented by red. The road to Bethlehem. Order, represented by the color green, located in your lower abdomen, in your belly. Paired with zeal at the top of your spine, the base of your neck, representing the juiciness of life and the zest of the angels. The wisdom of the Magi, located in your gut, represented by yellow, the light of wisdom. The love of the baby, the love of the Magi, represented by the color pink and located in your heart. Power, the power of your speech, of your thought, represented by the house of bread, Bethlehem. What are you nourishing? Imagination, represented by the color blue and identified between your eyes. A different way of looking at something. Understanding. Gold. Knowledge. Represented by the shepherds and paired with the silver of will at the crown of your head. Which of these abilities is longing to be awakened? Perhaps it is more than one. In the silence, consider. And when you feel ready, I invite you one by one to come to the front and light your candle from 1, 2, 12, 13 of the candles that are here in our display tonight. And then place that candle in the salt bath to represent the powers that are calling to you. Everybody got candles? And you can just play it. Yay. Isn't it lovely how one light can add to more light and add to more light without diminishing itself at all and transform a room? So it is with each of us, not just at Christmas, but every day. Every day, we are that light that can light up a room without diminishing ourselves and our energy at all. If anything, by giving, we uplift ourselves too. So this Christmas and every day, let us remember that with Jesus, we are the light of the world. These 12 powers are with us all the time. They dance with us all the time. We are the light. Merry Christmas. Let us stand. Thank you, thank you. Let's stand. We're going to sing Hark the Herald Angels Sing. And because I know this crowd and we cannot leave without singing I Am the Light of God, we're going to sing Hark the Herald Angels Sing and then go right into our I Am the Light of God. Merry Christmas to all of you. Peter, thank you for being here. To our team here, thank you for being here. For those of you at home who weren't able to be here tonight, I'm so glad that you're able to see us through this wonderful light of technology. And Reverend Sandra Campbell, thank you for being my partner. Thank you for being my friend. We have a mutual gift that bonds us forever, and I am so honored that you were here with us tonight. Thank you. And Walt, did you have something that you're...
A question just occurred to me.
You have a question.
What do you do with the cow that's in the trunk of the car?
Oh, we have on Sunday, please join us if you are able, for our third annual No Rehearsal Christmas pageant. It is, think of, the Christmas pantomimes that you might see at playhouses and stuff. Well, it's kind of like that. It tells the story, but it does it in a way that is filled with joy and laughter, and we'll sing Joy to the World, and we'll sing all kinds of awesome carols, and it's totally fun. And yes, at the moment, there is a cow in my trunk. So that is what Walt's talking about. Okay, Hark the Herald Angels Sing. And thank you. Thank you. Joyful nations rise, join the the light of God. I am the love of God. I am the power of God. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. I am the light of God. I am the love of God. I am the power of God. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. You are the light of God. You are the love of God. You are the power of God. You are the presence of God. Wherever you are, God is. You are the light of God. You are the love of God. You are the power of God. You are the presence of God. Wherever you are, God is. We are the light of God. We are the love of God. We are the power of God. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. Thank you, everyone. Oh, thanks, Jim. Please join us. I think Daniel made coffee. Please join us for refreshments, and Merry Christmas, everyone.
That was wonderful. Thank you. Enjoyed your music. Thank you.
There you go, right? Love and blessings to you and your family.
Yeah, they're waiting for me back home.
Are you? I'm sure they are.